Well, after a bit of a hike, here I am looking at vertical columns. Now some of you, like Najma, will know that I like to visit. Look at this. Pinoy 2020. Isn't that a Filipino term for a male name or something? I don't know. Anyway, where was I? Oh yes, World Heritage Sites. Right, yes, I like to visit them. I've been to a few. There's a few more to go, I must admit. Now, look at this. This looks as like it could be part of a World Heritage Site. Like, I have seen World Heritage Sites with that sort of thing in them. Like that. Indeed. Absolutely. A lot of green around here, though. Okay. Check this out. Check this out. Okay, there's a lake down there. As we go through this tunnel here, there's a road above us, actually, that I've driven along thousands of times. And from the car, I've seen this. Well, not so much those because they're not as high, but I've definitely seen that from the car, and I thought to myself, what on earth is that doing there? I mean, it's kind of out of place. You'd expect to see it in a desert somewhere. Reminds me of, say, Palmyra in Syria, and a few other places that you would expect to see this sort of thing. But this is not a desert. That's for sure. As in a desert, as in a sandy desert, like you'd see in countries like Syria. I mean, this is where you'd expect to see this sort of thing. Palmyra's in the desert. I've been there a couple of times. But look at this. Here, I mean, WTF? WTF. Okay. All this green around. I mean, you're not going to see this green in a desert, are you? I mean, well, in a sandy desert anyway. And a lake down there? Maybe that's a mirage. Maybe. But look. Definitely a little bit out of place. So as I head down to the lake, I will tell you where we are. Actually, let me give you a clue. About 28 miles over that way is Trafalgar Square. So we are about 28 miles southwest of Trafalgar Square. Actually in Surrey. We were in Berkshire not too long ago, not too many minutes ago, but now I think we're in Surrey. And why on earth would you see Roman ruins like that in Surrey? Now, of course, all over, well, not so much Scotland, I suppose, but certainly England and Wales, you're going to see quite a few Roman ruins, right? But normally they're going to be things like, I don't know, tiles on the floor and mosaics, and like there's an amphitheater, and there's a bit of a wall, and there's a few souvenirs of that kind of thing in the city of London. But all over, I mean, especially England, there's a lot of Roman stuff, but none of it is like that. Now, and that is original. I mean, that is not just fabricated. That is original. It originally stood on the northern shores of the Mediterranean in the country of Libya. It is part of Leptis Magna, which is a World Heritage Site. Mostly, apparently, rather the worse for wear, apparently. And I've been to a few World Heritage Sites in that area. Never quite made it to Libya. I mean, if I'd paid those cigarette smugglers €50, I might have made it to Tripoli, but I was a little bit wary of those fellas, I must admit. So I haven't been to the original Leptis Magna, which apparently is a World Heritage Site. I'm sure that because of this whole pandemic thing, and not just that, you know, the Libyan civil war and what's going on there, I'm sure that that's probably closed these days anyway. Oh look, fish down there. Holy moly. Anyway, so this is Virginia water. And if your name is Virginia water, I apologise for saying that you look like a body of water. Oh, there's a track over there, like for cars or vehicles, you know. How about that? Anyway, yes. Oh, yeah. So what happened? So apparently the British Consul General in Tripoli in 1816 persuaded, I don't know, some Libyan person to make a gift to the king of Britain or something like that. You never know with this stuff. I mean, there's a lot of fibs that go on, you know. There's a lot of things where people get hold of the wrong end of the stick and what have you. But apparently, so those stones apparently came over in 1824. And of course, you know, before some of you say, well, you stole them, right? Well, you know, it's not like you can put that sort of thing in your pocket, right? Or hide it in a bag or something like that. I mean, you kind of need a bit of help to move them. And back then, I suppose the cranes weren't as good as what they were today. And I'm sure it wouldn't have been quite so easy just to nick all that without anyone knowing about it. So yeah, they did it with the permission, I suppose, of the local people down in Tripoli. I know, for all I know, maybe they had a gun to their head. I mean, I don't know. This stuff gets lost in time, doesn't it? Anyway, but they ended up here, well, apparently in the British Museum first. And then they didn't last there long, just a couple of years. And then I guess they got fed up with them and shifted them here. Lord above. Here being, no, that road, the one I've driven on, the bridge over there, that's the 328, 329. Up there, a few miles, 4 is Ascot. That way, 5 or 6 is Windsor. In fact, Elton John lives over there, Old Windsor, up there. Where else would you come here? Oh yeah, so if you come out here, make a left, go just a little ways, you come to the A30, make a left, and then that will, you know, eventually take you into London. Make a right, and then I'll kind of head off down in the southwest direction, sort of following the M3-ish. Yeah, so that's where we are. So it's a bit awkward by public transport, not impossible. I mean, not impossible. A bit of a slog to walk from Windsor, I must admit, because I've just done it. I mean, there's buses. I didn't think it would be this far, to be honest with you, but you know, there you go. Yeah, so from Terminal 5, like if you were at Heathrow, from Terminal 5, I think bus number 8 goes just down there or something. Yeah, or the nearest train station is Virginia Waters over that way, and then Egham is over that way. I think they're the closest ones. Virginia Waters is probably the closest. Anyway, I'm going to sit down because I didn't really eat lunch. It's 4 o'clock. There we go. It's 4 o'clock. Need my lunch, bye. Well, how about that for a nice view on a nice day? Wind's died down, which is good. Leptis Magna, just over there on the left, a few hundred yards. And of course, whenever there's a Magna of course is magnitude. You mean something, you know, big, of big dimensions, magnificent, you know. Leptis Magna. So anytime I hear anything like that, it then automatically makes me think, okay, where is Leptis Minor? And it doesn't always work out that same formula in mine, but it does this time, because Leptis Minor is in Tunisia. Now, I've been to Tunisia, spent a few weeks there. I don't recall going to Leptis Minor, so maybe it's really minor. Of course, what does Leptis mean? I don't know. I've thought about it. I thought of the etymology. Leptis, leprosy. It was a place for lepers. Don't actually think so. I did do a bit of research. Can see nothing. Well, I can't see anything actually as to where the name came from. It's probably some Roman bloke, you know, a god or a general, or I don't know, somebody's girlfriend. Never know. Anyway, that's the A30 there, down there. And there's a bus stop just over there. I think somewhere up there. The Royal Holloway College is just up there on the right. I say just, you know, like quarter of a mile up there on the right. So there's got to be a bus stop around there somewhere, in case any of you are using the bus to get here, which goes from Terminal 5 at Heathrow, Virginia Water train station, that way, I don't know, quarter mile, half mile, something like that. So the bus would actually be closer. But just down here a little bit is the visitor centre. Now, a lot of these visitor centres are closed right now because of this pandemic. So I'm not sure about this one, although it is past 4 o'clock, and some of these places, even if they are open, they close by 4. So I don't know, but I'll go by there just in case. Okay, so if your name is Just In Case and your name is Virginia Waters, oh, water, look, Virginia Water Cascade. Well, cascade, is that a Spanish word or French word? Waterfall? Well, I assume I mean, the lake's up there, presumably the water's supposed to come down here and go down here, but there appears to be a shortage of water, so either somebody's turned it off or it just hasn't been raining enough. Okay, there's the viewpoint, which you can't get to either. So much for the cascade. Alright, bye.